Yao Jinan. The thing that she does, like every Chinese, is she has beautiful lines and is very clean. Nicely done. Legs pasted to Chinese women's team.
Take a look at the form. Take a look at the lift off the horse. As Tim mentioned, glued legs together and does a fairly good job on that landing.
So Tim, legs together, almost a stuck landing. If not, where do the deductions come from?
Well, you see, there is a little bit of legs apart somewhere in that neighborhood, and that's exactly what they do.
This vault at these championships. This is big.
Oh, super powerful. You see that big step? It was a big step, but that is a huge number right there.
Part of this team and contributes, but they just don't do the big skills that the men do.
But she's actually capable of being great here. Very nice lines, as you see there.
And the toes, look at the beautiful toe point. She's lovely to watch, but she doesn't take your breath away. I mentioned 2009, she won a bronze medal at the World Championships in the all-around.
Wow, this is so far. I gotta tell you, this is fabulous.
Oh!
Oh, God.
That's devastating because that happened on an extremely simple skill. Transition from the low bar to the high bar. It almost looked like she wasn't tall enough to grab the high bar. That's sad.
Because it really was going to be a great exercise.
And a great start for her competition. Oh, shame. What a shame. Maybe adjust her hand guards a few more times.
There's no consoling Coco Surumi right now.
The best she can.
We swing it over to the uneven bars. Raluca Oana Haidu.
And she already has a bit of a mistake right there.
We've said it over and over that traditionally this is not the event for the Romanians. They just don't put the time and effort into the technique of this event where they excel. Bars, balance beam, floor exercise, but visible errors here.
But, you know, one thing that's good about this young lady is she actually says that uneven bars are her favorite event. And, you know, she is young, so if she likes it.
It's promising.
Yeah. But that was...
Do they think they're a contender for the all-around title?
Oh, absolutely not. They know that.
They came here for the team.
Yes.
That was their main goal, qualifying to next summer's Olympic Games. I mean, this Romanian team is still rebuilding.
Now, he's not the man on the podium there, but the Romanians have their legendary coach, their Vince Lombardi, Octavian Bellew, back on the scene, so he figures he's got about 10 months to work on this.
And, you know, he told me here in Tokyo that he thought it was enough time. He said, I don't know, but I think huge resurgence.
13.366.
So let's just see how perfect she can be. Pretty darn close.
Yeah, beautiful body position in the air. Take a look at her legs glued together, just a little offside.
Well, but that was
50-yard line.
That was a very smart decision because this vault just did not have enough oomph to get around another half twist. She would have ended up sitting it down.
Yeah.
Is posted for Komova of Russia, and it's a 14.933.
Very colorful, and she's making a statement.
Same vault that we've just seen starts at a 15.8.
Just offside, of course. Just
got it exactly right there. A couple of tenths lower, Victoria Komova. And
low landing, the bent knees, the chest landing very low to the ground. So, you know, shouldn't be anywhere near the score we just saw, of course.
Just doesn't have anywhere near the power. You see the knees, and watch the hips. Does she have an angle? She's got a huge angle. Tries to drive the chest up, but
so nitpick.
It's a shame. It should be a lot faster than that.
This should be a good start for Ali. She's capable of a solid vault. Best she's done. That was beautiful.
Alicia Sacramone went down with a ruptured Achilles tendon right before the competition. She had been the unquestionable leader of Team USA, but
great start for her, a 15.233.
She's been, you know, in the top tier of gymnasts. She just, in the qualifying round, she made some errors.
And she won a gold medal on this event at last year's World Championships. She has a beautiful look, very stylish, very balletic. It's probably her best apparatus of the four.
Very nice. And of course, if you're Romania, balance beam is going to be one of your strengths if you make that team. And as Elfie said, it certainly is for Anna. Just a little bit cautious, though.
Some little checks here and there. I can't get over how much she has grown, has matured, but is still so beautiful artistically. The difficulty on balance beam, of course, is when you see the athletes do combinations of skills. They're supposed to connect them quickly. And that's been a little bit of a challenge here for some athletes at these championships. And again, just opens it up for the judges to put their pen down on paper and take a little tenth here and there. This is a solid start for her. Great
Very
exercise.
Good. In that next group of 3 or 4 athletes.
And certainly with a start like this on balance beam, her best event, doing skills like this, she'll be rewarded quite well. This was a beautiful exercise, and you're going to see her right at the top of the scoreboard.
But right there, I believe she was supposed to connect those 2 elements together without a pause, and so she will lose that connection, won't get that extra tenth of a point.
We get used to seeing all these things, but every time I walk up and touch that beam, I can't believe what's possible upon it.
Wow.
And a progress of 15.1. Christy Lee of Canada.
Well, the Canadians did not qualify for the London Games at these championships. They had.
I thought maybe they hit, but I don't think
Yeah.
so. Bars, but she's still very respectable.
But what's
here.
important right now, right here, is that she has been consistent in this competition, and that's what she's thinking of in this routine. Just get through it, do what I do.
And land in handstands. That is so critical. And that one way off.
Whoa.
Whoa. Wow. So big break there.
Really muscled her way back, but has kept it going. It's amazing.
So that was a pretty good handstand position, but what set up that problem was she was so low at the completion of her turn and didn't have time to make necessary changes, but that.
Pull that skill.
So let's see how low she is when she catches. Maybe 3, could be 5, but then she just doesn't have the time, misses her hands a little bit, legs come apart. That's a deduction. Big, huge arch. That's a deduction as well.
So does that qualify? 13.6.
Ouch.
Ouch, yeah. That hurts.
She's been in the 14s both days.
Of Russia and the rest of the field. Uneven bars.
She had almost a point buffer on the vault relative to Komova, but if she does what she is capable of, she is going to pass Weber without question. She is beautiful
Yeah,
on
she
this
had the
event.
top score in the qualification to qualify into the event finals on this event. So far, the best bar worker at these championships.
And you can see what I was talking about. Jordan, she doesn't fly the same way as Komova. I asked the coaches on the Russian team, what's her best quality? She flies, they said.
And she hits those handstands. She's perfectly on top of that bar and almost sticks the landing.
Victoria Komova has moved in front of Jordan Weber now with a 15.40. Hannah Whalen of Great Britain.
She's a 2-time British national champion, looking to improve on her 16th place finish at last year's World Championships.
Hannah Whalen gets a 14.133.
The training leading up to the Worlds and the qualifying, I would have to say that she is the most inconsistent athlete on a very inconsistent team.
She was actually the alternate heading into this competition. Now she's had a great start with with vaulting, but there a little bit of a break up in the handstand.
Very nicely done. Release skill.
And remember, she was 4th in the all-around last year at the World Championships.
Yeah, she definitely has the goods to get it done, but wow. You watch her in training and...
Yeah, at one time they said she was one of the best all-arounders in their country.
Well, she still is. She's competing for China in the all-around finals, but...
The most...
Huang Qishan gets a 14.966.
And Afanaseva was 7th after rotation 1, which is an okay start for her. She did it about as well as she can. She's better here on the uneven bars. Unfortunately, as we've said, Huang Qishan, a lovely gymnast, but inconsistent. And this Russian here,
Yeah,
Kesnia, sometimes suffers the same problem.
Struggling just a little bit on that low bar to her high bar transition, some leg separation. So again, just, you know, all these little form errors.
Definitely gives a 1/10 away. Here and there you see the legs come apart just a bit on that transition from the high bar to the low bar. And the biggest deduction in the routine should come right there. You see the form, but mostly you see how low her chest is when
she gets a 14.20.
Balletic style that really defines this routine.
big step back there, almost out of bounds.
And a progress on the floor. Sub 14, 13.966.
Best event. She's got an uphill climb waiting for her, too.
Uneven bars and Alexandra Raisman.
So for Ali, she just needs to survive this routine and big form break right off the top.
Yeah, a silly one, too. And like we've said, she has had no mistakes at these World Championships, no major ones. Like Jordan, this is not her. Oh my. Oh. And oh, see how she's swinging back and forth? Those are all deductions. She misses her hand.
Goodness.
Again, and that. Wow. This is catastrophic. It's just had the let's take a look here.
Survived the release skills.
Yeah.
No problem there.
And here's where it all went bent. She hops.
The left hand.
Yeah, doesn't.
Couldn't get her hand around.
Wow. This is, look at that left hand. She just doesn't get it anywhere near all the way turned around on the bar. So there's no way she could have continued. If she tried to do her dismount, she would have ripped off. And then this is the second one. It happens again. All these swings back and forth with bent knees like that, they're all deductions.
And all she had left was the dismount.
Which she did fine, you know, double front.
12.9. Did you think it might even be worse than that?
Yeah, actually.
We've talked so much about the Chinese and their style and the type of skills that they're capable of doing, but more importantly, how they have such exquisite lines and they reach those handstand positions.
Well, you know, as you just mentioned, Al, those two American mistakes really make this young lady's all-around medal possibility a lot more likely. She does what she's capable of. She'll move, I think, in front of both of the Americans.
Beautiful work here, just flying through this exercise.
Just beautiful extension. This is one of her release skills done in combination. Excellent flight, good height and control.
And like you mentioned, Dal, that stuck landing, well, of course, that's the last thing the judges will remember.
Yao Jinan is second right now as things stand, or as we get our first look at Daniela Matias Hipólito of Brazil.
She is a three-time Olympian.
Hipólito with a total that puts her 9th right now. And a different kind of battle. This is an individual all-around battle.
This routine has all the qualities of being absolutely brilliant. She has exciting acrobatic skills. Here's the one where she fell on in the team competition right here. Perfect.
Wow.
And you can see the ballet training. You can see the hard work that has gone into all these little details.
It's a slight little balance check.
She just has such a natural way about her. Her movements on being connecting the acro skills with her choreography. Whoops, a little check again.
That was supposed to be connected right there, and then another check, so she missed the connection. She'll lose some of her start value.
Big skill right here. Double turn. Again.
Yeah, fell out of that. I don't know why she does that, because I've watched her do it so many times here in Japan, and it is so hard for her.
The reward can be great when you take big risks like that.
Long routine, no question. And look at the knees and the toes here. Most athletes that are performing this, as they're reaching for the balance beam, their feet are flexing a little bit too early.
It was just picture perfect. This taking great risk on the balance beam, losing total sight, blind landing, but as we've mentioned, those little balance checks throughout the routine and the latter part of the routine.
So that step backwards right there. She scored a 15.4 in the qualifying and 14.68 up
to keep her in the lead. Now back to Hannah Whalen, one of 2 from Great Britain.
And the big goal here for this British team, Al, I have to say, is they qualified for London. That took a lot of pressure. It's a 1.5 twist, a blind landing makes it really difficult to stick vaults like this.
She was in 7th after the second rotation, so right there it says she is ranked in 1st, but there is a lot more gymnastics to come. Balance beam and Juan Christian. She was 3rd after the second rotation.
And this can be a great event for her or not so great,
we'll
depending
see
on what she does, because she has been inconsistent.
That was very nicely done.
Yeah, beautiful start. When she does this well, she almost floats throughout the routine. Everything looks so elegant.
That was supposed to be put together, and that
was not supposed to happen.
No.
And that's 1 full point.
Yes, it is. A full point. Say it over and over again. She is just so beautiful to watch. But as a whole, the most inconsistent Chinese competitor, I would say, at these World Championships in both training. Wow.
And it will be really interesting to see if they take that chance with her next year.
Yeah, I personally think they're going to have a very different lineup come London 2012.
Well, all the countries are boasting about some of their younger athletes that are back home that were not age eligible for these championships, and that they're working very hard with in order to make the team.
So what you're saying is that, in a sense, she didn't just fall off the beam. She may have fallen off the team.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a shame because she's doing it.
Yeah, and this is just off from the start.
Yeah, right from the start. I mean, you're only working with 4 inches of balance beam there.
The dismount, like everything else in this routine, very nicely done. But that cannot erase even a little bit.
13.633.
Ouch.
Strongest events out of the way. This, however, not so strong.
Weak difficulty. Very nicely done.
She's an elegant gymnast. She's beautiful. She's trying to maximize every...
There you see the 14.1.
A third rotation in the women's all-around in a World Championships that has been marked by major mistakes. Here's Ksenia Afanaseva of Russia. She was in 6th after the second rotation.
But actually, so far, she's been doing a great job. Got to survive on beam, and right off the top. Very difficult. It's called an Arabian, and didn't even look that off, but wow.
They're still going to take a full point for that skill.
They are. Another very big balance check.
And those add up as well.
You know, she was certainly in the hunt to maybe squeak out a bronze medal, as was Han Quishan from China, but just not possible when you see someone like Komova, who already has balance beam out of the way now.
She certainly has all the style that we've grown accustomed to for the Russian gymnasts, and big skills, but
and this is the Arabian, and
right off the top, it was the first big test for her, and that is not a good feeling.
And that was really not because she was off to the side anyway. It was because she didn't have enough.
A 13.4. Second place after the second rotation.
She has a lot happening in this exercise. Mounts with a very simple skill, but watch out. It starts right here.
Back with a full. Very nice. She got a little bump in her ranking after the 2 mishaps from the Americans, Weber. Oh, God.
That right foot didn't even make it on.
You know, I don't think I saw her miss that ever in training, in preparation for these Worlds. Day after day, she was so perfect. Oh, Geely.
Yep, just little checks here and there, but she does everything in this routine. Such a variety. Very, very difficult skills, including that spin right there. But again, another check. Slight deduction.
She'd have been okay with just those little bobbles here and there, but
oh, it's a shame.
I would have bet just about anything that she'd have put both feet down on the beam and had no problem with this because she's been so great in training. But that right foot was never even.
But she took the risk as well with a routine like that.
And hopefully she hasn't been watching her competitors, because for them the beam has been very slippery.
Solid. Now for Jordan, she does a very difficult skill that comes late in this routine. It's a full twisting back tuck. She won't perform that until she gets a bunch of other things out of the way. Beautiful.
This is
beautiful.
Very good exercise. A little bit of a hiccup there.
This is also how she's been training balance beam her entire time in Tokyo, how she's been competing on this event.
Well, here we go, the big test. Very nice. There's a big sigh of relief when she puts that to her feet. With all the falls, Jordan Weber on Gettard.
Wanted the stuck dismount, didn't he?
Yeah.
She was very sure of herself right from the beginning. There's that combination off the top.
Not just a back flip, but she adds a full twist onto it.
Well, she says she likes to look up at the scoreboard, and I'm sure she got a great idea of where she stood heading into this routine, and she didn't like it.
15.266. Jordan Weber is in second place. Rotation.
And I can't believe going into the last round that an athlete that has fallen, an athlete at her level that has fallen, can actually be in fourth in the all-around.
Well, you said it, Tim, being in fourth.
She really was fantastic today on all of her gymnastics except for one element. But that one element was a major fall. This is a very nice triple twist. I'll tell you, though, it is going to be a very big challenge for her to too many big situations.
Yeah, I'm not sure they can take those chances anymore.
On the beam, she moved from 10th to 8th.
And Ali had the top score in qualification.
3 with 3 routines to go. Here's Yao Jinan of China. In third, she needs a 13.726 to take the lead from Ali Raisman of the United States.
And she is certainly capable of doing that and more. As I said, probably the most powerful Chinese gymnast. Beautiful.
First world champion.
A 14.766 to take over the lead with only 2 gymnasts left.
Big first tumbling run right here.
She's out of bounds.
1/10 of a point, plus the step. Up till there, it had been just about flawless, but that little mistake will be 4/10 off. Yes, the out of bounds.
This had a bigger feel than that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah, this was a powerful routine, and look at that opening.
And
wow,
that little
cute.
slide,
Yep.
only 1/10 of a point.
And of course, we've been talking so much about the landings, trying to stick the landings on these tumbling passes, but that's an out of bounds, as Tim mentioned, 1/10. But the
It's a 14.8, and she has taken over the lead. It's a 14.366 to win.
and she should be able to do that with no problem.
She has scored as high as 14.49. So it's not an easy task, though. A little bit clunky there. outstanding. Well, you know, it's pretty darn good, but I tell you, there were because like I said, Jordan has about a 3/10 of a point buffer.
This was the tumbling class that she had trouble with in the team competition. No problems there whatsoever. Very difficult.
Well, watch this little slides, though. You know, it's not a big deduction, but they're all tenths of a point, and they do add up. She had a couple little.
14.366. She gets a 14.333. We're talking 33 thousandths of a point. That's not even a little step.
Oh, God.
Jordan Weber wins again. Tim, can you quantify 0.03 of a point?
No, you can't.
I wasn't really sure if I had a chance. I definitely wanted to get up on that podium, but after my mistake on bars, I knew that I just had to come back on beam and floor even stronger and just kind of redeem myself. I really wanted to come out here and just do the best routines that I could, and to come out with the gold medal is just a dream come true.
It felt amazing to be able to come back from my bar routine. I'm really excited to get back in the gym. It motivates me a lot, and hopefully next year will be different.